Well, everybody's been rolling for quite some time. So we'll move into the pads of the pinky. And the thumb. And of course the knuckles. And let's leave it there in the palm, interlace the fingers and squeeze. And release. And squeeze. And release. And one more time, squeeze. And release. Today, let's bounce. 3, 2, 1. Ball, sit on the floor, assess the ankles, the knees, the hips, soles of the feet. Step on the ball, press down 3 times right in the middle of the foot. Move up to the knuckles, press down once on each. And roll across the knuckles, pivoting on the heel. Bring the ball to the middle of the foot and wiggle the toes. Press the toes into the ball. Lift the toes and separate. Press again. Wiggle again. And scribble. Three, 2, 1, release, reassess. Go to the other foot. Going across the knuckles. And bring the ball to the middle of the foot and wiggle the toe. Press the toes. Lift and separate. Press. And wiggle. And then scribble. Get the ball out of the way. Reassess. And no, let's shake the tree. And center. Twist at the waist, swing the arms. And the center. All right, we're going to do the first 3 moves of Primordial Tai Chi today. So stand with your hands right at the lower dantian. That's the dantian is again 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. So they're right there. And bring your arms out a bit so that maybe you could fit a robin's egg underneath your armpits. Just hold and center there for a couple of seconds. Take a couple of breaths. And then you're going to bend your knees slightly as your hands go out up to about the shoulders, come back, shoulders drop, elbows drop, and hands go down, and you're standing up straight again. Let's do it again. And one more time. Knees down, hands up, elbows down, hands down. Then we're going to take the right hand up to the side about shoulder height and look at the center of the hand as our weight is on our right leg. Then move that right hand back to the middle. Left hand goes up. Look at the middle of the palm of the left hand and bring that back. Let's do that again. Right hand up. Left hand is by the side, palm facing away from the body. Bring the right hand back. And then the left hand goes to the left side and back. And then this time, you've got a chi ball right in front of you. Extend your arms, lift it up over your head, down the front of the body. And below the waist and in front of the body, right about chest height. So let's start again. Let's bring the chi ball at the waist. Bring it up over the head, down the front of the body. And then out, extending the arms in front. So just to run through the whole thing one more time, it's standing your arms apart so that you could fit a robin's egg underneath the armpit. And you could do this for minutes, but we're only going to do it for seconds. We're going to come up with the hands in the Tai Chi Preparation and down. Right hand goes up to the right side, about shoulder height. We're looking at the palm, bringing that down. Looking at the left hand, right in the middle of the palm, bringing that down. And then we're going to form a chi ball, bring it up over the head and back down to about the waist, and then out in front about chest high. And then we're going to march in place, or walk, or jog. So today is Today we'll do some seated exercises. We're going to do the EFI core activation exercises that we've done a couple of times in the last few months. And 5 Tibetans in the after class. So if there'll be some sit to stands, but if you want to do rapid squats, go ahead. I think I'm going to hop on my toes here. And whatever you do, including exactly what you're doing, be careful. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. And and 30. 2 breaths. Interlace your fingers, raise the hands up overhead. And reach for the sky if you can on your toes. Otherwise, just stay down and reach. Come on down and bend back. Come forward, bend to one side. Then the other. We're doing this sitting down too. So come back to center. Push out at the chest. And come down. Interlace the fingers behind the back and raise your hands behind your back. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. A little higher. Come down and shrug. Roll back. Form a W, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Release, squeeze. Release, squeeze. Release, extend the arms and rotate. Go the other way. One palm is down, one palm is up, flip flop. Pick up speed. And bring one arm across the body, pressing in on the elbow. And then the other. Behind the back, pressing down and in. And the other arm. Grab both elbows, rock side to side. Come on down and rotate the neck. Go the other way. Nod. Go ear to shoulder. And tuck at a chin and peck like a pigeon. And then look up. Look down. Over one shoulder. And then the other. Do a side lunge. Go in the other direction. Come on up and grab a stick. We are doing the GymStick routine, and we'll get the calves and hamstrings that way. Let's start with some dynamic swimmers. In one direction, back over the head, and then in the other direction. Bring the stick up overhead and swing back and forth. And then behind the back, at the waist, and twist at the waist. And then bring the stick down below to right above the knees. Bring your hands around front between your knees. Hinge at the waist and pull up. And then bring the stick around front. Two hands at or near the top. Step away from the stick. Hinge at the waist. Stretch the shoulders and upper body. And come on up. What do we do next? Let's bring the stick across the body. And still at the top. Bring that other arm underneath. Pull at the shoulder as you hinge at the waist. And then do the same thing on the other side. Come on up, bring the stick to the side of the foot. Press out with the top hand as you pull in with the bottom hand, hinging slightly at the waist. And then go to the other side and do the same. And bring the stick in front of one of your feet. Bring that foot about 6 inches away from it. Drop the top of the stick on your collarbone, slide your hands down, raise your sole up, stretch the hamstrings. To enhance that stress, wiggle that foot back and forth, pivoting on the heel. Come on up, do the same thing on the other side, the other foot. Come on back up. Go back to the original foot and press the sole against the stick, stretching the calves. And let's get the other foot. Turn to the side, front foot is at 90 degrees or so, back foot, you're on the ball of the foot. Slide down and stretch the hip flexors. Reverse the position of the legs. And come on up. Grab one leg by the shin, ankle, or toes and stretch the quads. Then the other. And come on down. Bring the stick out in front, right in the middle, step back, hold on with two hands, one hand, or a finger or two. Come up on your toes and hold for 15 seconds. And back on your heels and hold for 15. And come on back down. All right, so let's grab a chair, and while you're at it, find the ball that you had before and put it by the side of the chair. We're going to use it in a couple of these exercises. All right. So we're going to start with a couple of stretches. Just cross one leg over the other, ankle is above the knee. And we're going to rotate the foot 5 times in one direction. And then 5 times in the other. And then point the toes towards the shin and then away 10 times. 2, 3, 4. And then hinge at the waist, put both hands on your knee, on the leg that's raised, and press down on it, opening up those hip flexors a bit more. And come on back up. Do the same thing with the other leg crossed. And we'll start by rotating 5 times in one direction. And 5 times in the other. Ten toes to shin and away. And then press down on the knee. As I always like to remind you, these chair exercises are great to be doing when you're seated at your desk, working at your computer, or, you know, to break things up, or watching television, whatever brings you to a chair. Throw a few of your favorite chair exercises in. All right, come on up. We're going to sit up straight in the middle of the chair. We're going to do some core activation. Simply put your hands on the side of your ribs and engage your core for 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Release. Engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and engage. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, we're going to put our hands behind our head, and we're going to do 7 sit-ups. Just go forward, engage as you go down. Try to keep your spine neutral rather than bending it. Just hinge at the waist, come back up. Engaging your center as you do. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now pick up that ball and put it in the in between the palms of your hands. Put your hands out in front of you and hinge at the waist going forward and engaging as you do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now take that ball and go around the chair with it. I'm not going to switch. I'm not going to play any tricks this time. Let's just go the other way once, twice, 3, 4, and 5. All right, put the ball down. Interlace your fingers with your index fingers pointing up. Bring them up over the head and bend to one side. And then the other. 1, 2, core is engaged. 3, 4, 5. Come back. You're in the middle of the chair. Let's do knee raises, 5 on each leg, alternating. 2, 3, 4, 5, Let's do a ladder climb as we do that. So we're the opposite hand is going up as the leg raises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then keep going with a march. The hands are coming down and up. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then finally, some sit to stands. We did these the other day, but they're great. You could do multiple sets of these every day. Stand up, sit down, stand up, 2, 3. Push off if you have to off the side of the chair. 4, 5, 6. We're going to do 7. We're going to do 10. 7, 8, 9. Last one, 10. And if you can only do 5, that's fine. You'll work your way up to 6, and then 7, and then 8, and then 9. And then multiple sets. So gather your breath. We've been doing a very basic alternate nostril breathing this week, using the right hand, thumb on the right nostril. Inhale through the left, then the right index finger covers the left nostril, and you exhale through the right nostril and inhale through the right nostril, then cover the right nostril again to exhale. We'll do a couple rounds, starting now. Get a very calming breath that you could do, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It can balance the energy flow in the body. And let's get the energy flow going by rubbing the hands together and forming a chi ball. Again, feeling the energy flow from one channel to the other. Like water flowing. Centering. And taking 2 breaths. And opening our hearts. Pause and send it out on the exhale. Center 2 breaths. And bring down heavenly chi. going down, gathering up. And namaste. I think Chubba the Pit Bull has joined the group. A little late, but she's here.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks,
Hey,
everybody.
Don, you're welcome. Take care.
Thanks, Tom.
Art, you too. Have a good one. Linda, take care. For those of you left and willing and able to do the 5 Tibetans, that's where we're headed. After I close the door here. Okay, light is better. Reminder, there she is. You ready to go? You got to spin. Or you can twist at the waist and spin the, swing the arm, but otherwise up to 11 spins. 2, come on, Chubba. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then take 2 breaths. And we're going to get on the floor. I'm going to change the camera and we'll see how this goes. Move over, please. All right. Hey. Okay. So feet are on the soles of the feet are on the floor in the modified position. Hands are by the side or under the back to support the lower back if you need support there, or under the head if you need support in the neck. We're going to raise the head, neck, and shoulders at the same time that we lift the feet off the floor in that modified position. Unmodified, legs are extended and they come up. I'm going to do 6 modified, 5 regular. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. And when you're done, lie back and take 2 deep breaths. Then we're going to get up on our knees. And up and down. Hands are at the back of the thigh or the glutes. You can just roll back from your knees if you can't do back extensions, but if you can, come back and forward 1. And 11. Take 2 breaths. And we're going to come and sit down. Hands are either by your hips with the fingers facing forward, or some prefer them behind you with the fingers facing away. Your soles can be on the floor in the modified version. It's blocking the view here, kids. Like so, or extend it in the unmodified version, which I actually find easier and will do as we go into inverted table 11 times. 1, 2. Dog clearly thinks I'm insane. 8, 9, 10, and 11. How many times do you see me do it? 2 breaths. All right, move over, move over. We're going to roll over. 4 fours. And we're going to come up into a cobra. That's all I'm going to do today. Let's do 11 of those. Down dog, up dog. It's too inviting. 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go in down dog. And up dog. 6, 7, 8. And 11. Come on, sit down, cross your legs, get comfortable. And invite all the animals in the household to join you. We're going to rotate 6 times in one direction, either sitting up. And I think that's what I'm going to do today, because it's very hard for me to go down. But you can. And then 5 times in the other. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5 and 1. Now switch the position of the feet. What was on top goes on the bottom. What was in front goes behind. 5 in the original direction, 6 in the reverse. I'm going to pause on the last round to stretch out. Do 2 rounds of box breathing. 4 in, 4 hold, 4 exhale, 4 hold before inhaling again. At all 3 stations. Middle, left knee, right knee. And coming around, stretching out, and 2 rounds of that. Go to the left knee. And then the right knee. And woof. Whew. Everybody good?